Hi, you guys. It's Shauna from SBell Wellness. Thanks so much for joining in. I'm excited tonight to share about herb and leaf oils. So I want to share just a little bit. There's probably oils that you're already using, especially in some of our doTERRA blends that you might not even realize kind of fall into the herb and leaves. But it's really important for us to start thinking about the classifications of the oils. And that way it helps us when maybe we run out of one or we're looking for a different oil to address one of our needs. We start to learn about those classifications. We can know which other ones we can swap out and go to or try something new. So that'd be good for us to talk about that tonight. I'm going to talk about probably about 10 different oils. So if you want to grab paper and pen, that's probably a good idea just to take some notes. Of course, you can always rely on your handy dandy Essential Life book. So that's going to have those classifications in there. It's going to be able to help you refer back to any of the oils. So that's a great one to have if you don't already have that to kind of lean back on. But first we'll talk about the herb oils. So herb oils are really cleansing and they're also very activating. So we're looking at things like being able to really support and stimulate our immune system. They have really great detoxifying properties to them. Of course, antiviral and antifungal. Carminative, I had to look that up. That actually means that it helps against flatulence. Antibacterial, and then antiparasitic. So really great cleansing properties in our herb oils. And then we can also look at them for their emotional support. So when we're looking at like who wants to feel more open-minded, or you want to feel more accepted, kind of get some more trusting feelings going on, progressing in some goals that we have, and relief. So those are really great ones to grab an herb oil if you want to feel more of that. And then also if we're dealing with some negative emotions, so we want to feel less stubborn or angry, or maybe there's someone else in our life that we'd like for them to be less stubborn or angry around us, we can share an herb oil with them. If we're feeling confused or doubtful, or maybe just feeling inundated with a lot of things going on in your life, grabbing your herb oils can really help support that. So before I dig into the actual oils, just kind of as I talk through them, I will talk on a couple of them, specific ways that you would use them or put them on you. But generally speaking, topically, any of our reflex points can be really great for adding those oils topically. So there's ways to charts that you can kind of look at and be able to find those reflex points to help target the areas, and I'll talk about a few of those as we go along. Massage, of course, is really great. Some of these oils I'll talk about, like how they can help with pain and those kind of things. If you're dealing with that, when you put the oil on, if you add like a moist cloth or a warm rice bag, that's going to kind of intensify and give you that. So especially helpful when you are dealing with some pain kind of things going on. And then baths. So baths are a really great way. Detox baths are a great way to add some of these oils in to some bath salts. Helps absorb it before you put it into the water, but these are great ways to do that to be able to get these benefits from the oils. So first up, we'll talk about basil. So you've probably used basil if you love Aroma Touch blend like I do, or the past tense blend. So both of those have basil in them. So you may have been using basil and not knowing it if those are two of your favorites like they are mine. It's especially helpful for earaches, really good for head tension. I have found it to be super helpful for menstrual issues, so cramping, PMS, those kind of things. If you're dealing with that, really great oil for that. Dilution is recommended with that oil, and then if you are pregnant or have epilepsy, you want to be mindful of that oil if those are things in your life. Then blue tansy. So some of you guys might have seen me sharing in social media about the blue tansy big toe challenge that's kind of been out there, and I've been continuing it. So I put a drop of blue tansy on the bottom of my toe every day. And so the reason for that is that's the brain reflex point, and it really helps drive us into purposeful action, whatever it is that we're doing. So it really can help us kind of manifest those passions we have, really move them into action, move us out of procrastination. And believe it or not, there are days that I have skipped it, and I can totally tell a difference. So it definitely is having that impact on that brain and really being able to help get through and get those things done that we want to get done, and not feeling like it's like so many things inundating us. It's also very supportive for some allergy feelings that you might have. It's super supportive to the thyroid. Great for skin support, so putting a drop in your hydrating cream is really great for putting on your skin, or if you're dealing with any other skin issues, just putting that in a little bit of the doTERRA unscented lotion is helpful. So really good skin oil in the Blue Tansy too. You might have used Blue Tansy before and not known it. It is in Balance and our Deep Blue blends. So if you have been using those, Blue Tansy has been a part of your life already. Next up on the list is marjoram. So marjoram is in the Aroma Touch blend. So that's probably how I've used it the most. I'm not sure that I've really grabbed this bottle. Well, I guess it's almost halfway. So I guess I have used it more than I think, but it's definitely a good one to support pain that is caused by inflammation. So any of those itises, you guys know I try to stay away from talking about specific diseases and specific illnesses going on, but think of any of those itises that you might have. Marjoram's a really great one to support the pain caused by that. It's great for muscle cramps. I mentioned that in the Aroma Touch blend, and with the basil too. So that's really helpful. And then it's also really good for anxious feelings. So that's a really great one to grab if you have any of those things going on. The precautions around that are just making sure that if you are in your first trimester of pregnancy, that you want to be mindful of avoiding that oil during that time. Next up is thyme. So thyme is actually a promotion oil this month of September with doTERRA. This is our 10% off oil this month. You may have used thyme in Zendocrine, and it's also in past tense. I use Zendocrine in my detox baths. That's the one that I really like to put in just to really help detox the body. So thyme is going to be very detoxifying. It's really great for the memory. It's also good for hair loss. So if you have dealt with that at all, it can really help the health of your hair. Just put a drop into your shampoo. You can use it that way. It's also really great for reproductive health. So any of that sort of thing going on for you, it's a great oil to rub on your abdomen, rub on your reflex points for those organs. And then it also has really good antiviral properties. So another one to just kind of grab onto if some of those things are going on for you. Let's see, next up is oregano. So oregano is a pretty strong oil. You guys have probably heard me talk about it in Flume. So you guys know that I like to use a Flume blend, which is frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca for immune support. But oregano is one of the powerhouse oils in that blend. It's everything, antiviral, antibacterial. It's really supportive for any sort of infections that might be going on the throat area, foot care. It's really good for, you just want to be mindful and make sure that you're diluting it when you're using it topically. It's really important to do that. It is a hot oil, and so you just need a little bit, and you want to make sure that you're diluting it before you put it on your skin. Next up in our herbs is spearmint, which is one of my all-time favorite oils in this category for sure. It's really great for tummy support, respiratory. It really has that cooling effect. It's really great for focus. I love diffusing spearmint and tangerine together. I diffuse those in my office at work. I really feel like it helps with focus, and then it also helps to balance out and kind of decrease any stress and tension going on. So really great combination for those things. And spearmint's also great. Swap out if you use peppermint sometimes for head tension. Spearmint is another one that you can use for that. It actually is safe for a neat application, which means that you could put it directly on without dilution, as long as you know your skin sensitivity. So that's a really good one to snag. Peppermint, I just mentioned. Of course, we all know peppermint for supporting head tension. It does fall into that herb category. Very helpful for alertness and energy. It can be very helpful for burns on the skin, sunburns. It's a great memory one. Actually really good for cravings. So those of us who like to try to reduce our sugar intake, but sugar really likes us, using peppermint is a way to help support that. It's great for muscle tension, allergies, respiratory. You've probably used peppermint in so many of our blends. It's in past tense. Slim and Sassy. Actually, you guys, I shared this with a couple people. I had some weird like tummy thing going on last night. I think it was something I ate. Kind of woke up with it still this morning, and I actually remembered reading about Slim and Sassy and nausea. So I put 2 drops of Slim and Sassy in a capsule and took that internally, and it zapped it. So that was just a new way that I had learned to use that, and I really think it was the peppermint and the citrus combination that's in Slim and Sassy that really supported the tummy. But wanted to bring that up as I mentioned Slim and Sassy. Deep Blue has peppermint in it. Digest Zen has peppermint in it. Aroma Touch and Breathe. So there's a lot of blends that have peppermint in there. Peppermint is so supportive in so many ways. You do want to make sure, safety-wise, that you are diluting peppermint before putting it on your skin. All right, so those were our herb oils, and now I'll talk about a few of our leaf oils. Our leaf oils can be very invigorating and soothing. They have really good anti-inflammatory properties. They can also help support pain. They've got those antimicrobial, antibacterial properties as well. So eucalyptus is a leaf oil that is very supportive for respiratory. You've probably experienced that if you've used Breathe. It's also in our HD Clear, so it really kind of helps to clear things up. It has those disinfectant type of properties in the eucalyptus. It's also in our On Guard protective blend, so of course that's going to help us with protecting our body from those colds and flus and all of those things that our immune system needs those boosts. And then it actually is good for repelling insects, so you'll find that in our TerraShield blend. It is recommended that you dilute eucalyptus for safety purposes. Next up is Melaleuca. So you've probably used Melaleuca in Breathe and Purify. Melaleuca is just like, for me, I think of it as all things cleansing, skincare sort of oil. It's really great for cuts and wounds. It really helps with the virus and antibacterial, throat care, ear care, but really great skincare oil to help clear those blemishes and keep the skin feeling and looking nice. Then, I wanted to say too with Melaleuca, it is a neat oil, so you can put that on without diluting it as long as you know your skin and you feel safe with that. You can do like spot treatment on your skincare, on a cut, those kind of things if you are comfortable with that. And then last up of our leaves that I wanted to mention is rosemary, which is also a promotion oil this month with doTERRA. So if you are a Loyalty Rewards customer, you can get this oil for free this month with a $125 product value order. So rosemary, I use rosemary daily actually in my shampoo. So it has really helped the health of my hair, really helped my hair to grow back as I was healing from some thyroid things where I lost a lot of my hair. This has been a really great oil to support that. It's also really good for respiratory, and it's a great oil for memory and focus. And then also for jet lag. So I think, dealing with the brain and that sort of thing, it can be very helpful with traveling. So just an extra little tip there. It's in Xenochrine in past tense, so if you're using those oils, you've probably used it before. The only cautions that I learned about for this oil is that you want to caution high use of them if you are pregnant, have epilepsy, or if you have high blood pressure. And the reason for that is just that invigorating piece of it. So you just want to be mindful of how much you're using. I think a little bit would be okay. You just kind of need to know your body. Always, of course, talk to your physician if you have concerns about that. So those are a lot of oils, but I wanted to share them. I think it's really important that we kind of think about these oils and their properties and how we can swap them out. So you see, I shared 10 different oils with you. It doesn't mean you have to have all 10 of these oils to get those benefits, but I want you to be able to see that you can start to branch out away from some of those ones that you might have gotten in like your starter kit or the oils that you started out with, that you can start to explore and see them doing different things, right? Because I took Digest Zen for my belly, not really sure what was going on. Usually that oil works for me. It was still there, had to think of a different one, and that's when Sim and Sassy came into the picture and really worked. So I think it's important for us to know that we can grab a different one because maybe something else is going on for the cause of it, and so that would really help us be able to kind of hone in on what our body needs in that moment to support. So I really want to be able to give you some different ideas so that you can feel empowered to do that yourself as you kind of think through how to support you and what's going on for you or what's going on for your kids, your family, that sort of thing. So hope this was all helpful information for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on that. Please, if you jump on over to sbellwellness.com, my contact information is all there so that if you have any questions, you can reach out to me and make sure that I am able to support you in any ways with your oil journey. Thank you so much again, and I will see you next time.